One of the favorite tools that I like to use for teaching dog owners how to fix most of their dogs, I shouldn't say most of their dogs' problems, but a lot of their dogs' problems, at least making a lot of their problems easier to fix, is teaching their dog to fetch. But a lot of people just, they're like, how do you teach a dog to fetch? I don't know how to do it. My dog won't retrieve. He doesn't like to put things in his mouth. I'll throw a ball and he'll chase it, but he won't bring it back, or he'll bring it back, but he won't drop it. He'll run right by me, and I'll have to chase it, or have to pry it out of his mouth, and these sorts of things. And I want to show you in this video how you can fix this with what I call a prey drive retrieves. Most people don't teach their dog to retrieve this way, and what they do a couple of things. One, they just don't quite know what to do, so they don't really pick one of these methods. The other thing that they do is they might use some treats to get the dog to drop it in exchange for a treat. If the dog's got a ball in its mouth, you put a piece of cheese in front of the dog and say drop it. The dog's probably going to drop the ball and go for the cheese. But the problem with this method, and it's effective, it works. You might try that little trick. It's not what I'm going to talk about here. I've talked about that in other videos. Is that treats, especially if, do you like to eat after doing lots of wind sprints? Now dogs like to eat more after running than we do, but the point is, the more you eat, the less motivation you have to eat. The more you eat the same treat, the less motivation you have to eat the same treat. And there's ways to rotate your treats so that doesn't happen, and try to make treats go, as quickly as you can. However, when it comes to teaching retrieve, there's a better way, and that's by using your dog's prey drive. And the prey drive is your dog's instinctual desire to chase small things that it's been passed down from the wolves, the bunny rabbits they used to hunt, and all that kind of stuff. It's built in, a survival instinct for dogs to chase those things. And it can be built and it can be managed. And the thing that I like about it is when you work on prey drive, dogs ramp up their motivation. They will become more motivated and more motivated. The more that, the closer they get to that thing, the more they are in that situation when they get to chase, the more desire they have. So you can take a dog who doesn't like to chase very much and actually build it up so it wants to chase it a lot. And we're going to use that drive and teach you how to use that drive quickly in this video so that you can have a dog who retrieves. So that's why I like the prey drive better than the treat method, although I've used the treat method and it's been effective for me, and you could use it, but, enough said. I'll move on. So the way this works, the way that you teach your dog to do this, I recommend getting two types of dog toys. Well, one type of dog toy, and it's called a Kong Wubba, but you want two of them. And so a Kong Wubba is like a Kong toy on like a rope. It's in like it's so you can hang it out of some fabric and shake it around, and the Kong kind of shakes down and it wiggles, kind of like small game. And so you can wiggle these in front and they kind of shake around. Yet they're sturdy. The Kong makes good products, and they fit in your dog's mouth nice. It's not like a larger plush toy. Your dog might step on it and trip as it's running, that kind of thing. And so how this works is you take one of these toys and you shake it in front of your dog. Now most dogs, almost all dogs, if you shake something in front of them, especially if they're not, not disabled, but older and just not motivated by that kind of thing, they want to chase the item. They want to grab it, right? They like to play tug. Dogs love to tug, and so they're trying to do this thing. So you shake it right in front of them. Right as they're about to grab it to tug, you throw it out on the ground for maybe a foot away. The dog will pounce on it. He will pick it up and start to play with it. And as you do that, you have the other one in your other hand, Kong Wubba, and you shake it as you say, drop it. Now, what item is more exciting? The one in the dog's mouth or the one that's now shaking in front of him a couple feet away? Well, the one that I'm shaking in my other hand. So he drops the one in his mouth to get this other one in my hand. And as he does that, I throw the one in my hand a couple feet out the other way. And we play this going back and forth. And the dog is dropping it for the reward of chasing the next thing. So it's a no-treat way to teach the retrieve and to teach the fetch using your dog's prey drive. And this, quite simply, works so you just keep throwing it further and further and further and further away. And I like to, once you can, you're throwing out your rotator cuff, throwing these things too far, I like to switch to what's called a chuck-it. A chuck-it is this like bendable, extendable, long plastic bendy arm that really is awesome at throwing tennis balls. And you can throw them up to 100 yards or so. And I like to take this, slowly throwing it out. In the beginning, I got to bounce the balls right in front of my dog. So I throw it on the ground so it's bouncing on the grass and the dog's chasing it. Every time the ball bounces, you can just see the extra motivation kick in on your dog, and he goes for it. Now I have a young puppy who you can't throw it 100 yards with the young puppy. Doesn't see it. She loses it in the grass. She needs to learn, learn the game a little bit more. But if it's bouncing, it works. And that's how you teach it. It's just that simple. The dog learns to retrieve things, to fetch things, for the reward of coming back and getting to throw it for him again or her again. So that's how you do it. Hey, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, working with different styles of motivation, we talked about prey drive here. There's about 30 plus other styles of motivation, styles of reward to give dogs that we talk about. I talk about that on a weekly basis over at freedogclass.com, which is a more interactive environment and a longer time limit to discuss these things than in short little video clips like this. If you'd like to go check that out, it's free. It's at freedogclass.com, and hopefully I will see you in class this next week.